Beloved starseed of Gaia, your destiny was never small, and the Pleiadian High Council needs you to understand something crucial that has been hidden from your awareness. I am Alaya Ra, Pleiadian emissary of the High Council of the Seven Sisters, and this transmission carries an urgent correction about your true divine blueprint and the magnitude of what you're actually stepping into on this planet. Your soul called this message into your reality because the underestimation ends now. What you've been told about your purpose, your limitations, and your capacity to anchor light on Gaia has been a profound misunderstanding of your star lineage and crystalline consciousness. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to recognize the full scope of your Pleiadian mission and step into the divine blueprint that your star family has been preparing you for across lifetimes. But here's the first revelation. You were never meant to play small, and the awakening happening within you right now is your DNA responding to the light codes from Alcyone, activating remembrance of who you truly are. This isn't content. It's a direct transmission from your star family. Your heart's recognition of these words is the activation itself. The Seven Sisters have been orchestrating this moment of correction, this realignment with your authentic power and divine purpose. Everything you're feeling, every pull toward something greater, every sense that you're meant for more. This is your Pleiadian heritage calling you home to your true mission. Like this transmission to send a signal to your star family that you're ready to receive the full truth of your divine blueprint. Subscribe if the frequency of the Pleiades resonates in your heart and you're prepared to anchor your complete light mission on Gaia. You are remembering because it is time. Yet even with that soul-deep yearning, even with the strange certainty that you didn't come here by accident, most Pleiadian starseeds never quite realign with their mission. And it isn't because you're broken or lazy or not spiritual enough. It's because the journey begins with an invisible amnesia, a soft veil slipped over your consciousness at birth the way mist rolls over a field before sunrise. Earth is dense. The weight of this world is not only physical gravity, it's emotional gravity, ancestral gravity, collective gravity. It pulls on the crystalline strands of your DNA like a tide pulling at a luminous net, muffling the frequency codes your soul carried in from the Pleiadian High Council. You arrived with songs in your cells, with light language etched into your etheric bones, with memory keys braided into your heart. And then you took your first breath here, and the air itself felt heavier than the air you remembered. For many Pleiadian souls, childhood holds the earliest clue. The sense that you are too sensitive, that you can feel what others try to hide. That harshness hits you like a sudden cold wind. You may have learned early to translate yourself into something more acceptable, more manageable, more earth-compatible. That translation is part of the veil. It's not punishment. It's the curriculum. You may have felt the ache of separation, as if the fabric of reality was always a little too heavy, like wearing clothes that never quite fit the soul. You may have walked through ordinary days with an extraordinary homesickness, an unnameable missing that didn't match your circumstances. Maybe you had love around you and still felt alone. Maybe you achieved goals and still felt incomplete. Maybe you tried on identities like coats: student, lover, healer, achiever, rebel, peacemaker, hoping one would finally feel like home. Yet the longing remained, persistent as the ocean's pull. That is not accidental. The forgetfulness, the struggles, the countless times you looked for belonging in places that only left you emptier, relationships that dulled you, environments that demanded you shrink, jobs that paid you but cost you your light. These are not signs you failed. These are soul contracts, agreed upon before arrival, designed to catalyze true remembrance. Not just remembrance of your personal mission, but remembrance of your place within a luminous family stretching across worlds. A lineage that measures time not in deadlines but in cycles of evolution. There are deeper resistances too. A part of you may fear the full remembrance, because to truly reclaim your heart's wisdom and cosmic identity requires letting go of all the masks you've worn here. And those masks weren't foolish. They were protective. They were how you learned to survive in a world that often rewards numbness and punishes gentleness. You may fear embodying unconditional love because on Earth, love is often confused with vulnerability, and vulnerability is often met with betrayal. You may fear living with open-hearted purpose because open hearts are visible, and visibility can attract misunderstanding. You may fear exposing the vast light you hold to a world still learning how to receive it, a world that sometimes mocks what it cannot measure. So you learn to suppress your heart intelligence. You learn to overthink what you used to simply know. You learn to disconnect from your star origin and play small to stay safe. You learn to dim your radiance so you wouldn't make others uncomfortable, to edit your truth so you wouldn't be abandoned, to pretend you were fine so you wouldn't be labeled too much. All these overlays are like layers of dust on a crystal lamp. The lamp still exists, the light is still inside, but it doesn't shine with its full clarity. And so your frequency dims, keeping crystalline DNA codes dormant, keeping Pleiadian wisdom locked in anticipation, waiting for the precise moment your soul says, "Enough. I'm ready." And beloved, what if the magnetic pull you feel toward the stars, the whisper that says you are more than this moment's pain? What if that's your Pleiadian family reaching through the grid, calling you toward reunion? What if that sudden stillness you feel when you see the night sky isn't random, but recognition? What if the way you can't quite explain your compassion, your empathy, your insistence on meaning, your craving for peace? What if those are not personality quirks, but remembered technologies of the heart? What if your destiny isn't something you must invent through pressure and perfection, but something you remember through softness and surrender? What if the pain of separation only exists to anchor the joy of your impending homecoming, the way roots must push through dark soil to find sunlight? Even the scriptures of earth echo this pattern. For now we see through a glass, darkly, but then face to face. The veil is not the truth, it is the temporary condition. The truth is face to face. The truth is reunion. There's a reason your heart led you here in this exact moment. What you're feeling is your Pleiadian family reaching through the veil to remind you you're ready for the next wave of remembrance. The Sacred Pleiadian Guide for Remembrance, alongside the Pleiadian Healing Guide and special Pleiadian healing tracks, were created to walk with you as you integrate these activations. They hold the crystalline codes and sound medicine your DNA has been waiting for. Check the first pinned comment below this video. They're calling to you now. Phase 1. Dissolving the veil of forgetfulness. The first shift is gentle, almost deceptively simple. An inner willingness to question the story that you are alone, cut off from source, or drifting without an anchor. This phase doesn't always announce itself with fireworks. Often it begins as a quiet discomfort with the old narratives. You might notice that you can't tolerate superficiality the way you used to. You might feel a new ache when you pretend. You might find yourself longing for silence, for nature, for water, for the kind of sky that makes you stop walking and just stare. This phase is about sensing the energetic film overlaying your consciousness. It's like realizing you've been living behind a thin sheet of glass, seeing life, doing life, but not fully touching it. In quiet moments, you may feel vague sadness or homesickness, not knowing its origin. You may cry without a story attached, as if the tears are older than your current life. This is the veil thinning. It can feel tender, because when numbness dissolves, feeling returns. Your soul begins to remember the golden grids of the Seven Sisters, where unity was the only reality, and every exchange was a dance of unconditional love. Imagine a place where communication is instantaneous, where you don't have to prove yourself to be understood, where your essence is greeted like a beloved note in a familiar song. That memory lives in you like a fragrance caught in your hair after you leave a garden. You can't always see the garden, but the fragrance remains. Breathe into this longing. It is the portal. Don't shame it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Longing is not weakness. Longing is your inner compass pointing north. Phase 2. Rekindling the heart sun, Pleiadian emotional remembrance. As you surrender to longing, another current rises, the heart sun, a sphere of crystalline light within your chest. Many have been taught the heart is merely an organ, a pump. But you know it's more. It's an altar. It's a transmitter. It's a living temple. The heart sun is like a small star placed inside you, and when it awakens, it doesn't just make you feel better, it makes you feel true. With each pulse, it awakens dormant codes stored in your DNA, like sunlight warming seeds that have waited through a long winter. Emotional healing quickens, not because you force it, but because the light inside you becomes too honest to keep carrying what isn't yours. Tears may surface without reason. Old wounds dissolve as the light within you intensifies. You may suddenly remember why certain experiences hurt so deeply, because you were never built for cruelty, never designed for separation. Your sensitivity was never a flaw. It was a sign of your original calibration. This is the beginning of true soul recognition, the remembering that your destiny is not survival, but the transmission of luminous love, not performative love, not conditional love, not love that negotiates for safety, but love that radiates because it is what you are. In this phase, the difference between intuition and memory blurs. You don't just sense things, you recognize them. You start to recall soul agreements, talents, interstellar connections. You may feel called to certain sounds, certain frequencies, certain instruments, certain languages, certain healing modalities. You may find that your hands grow warm when you pray or meditate, that your voice carries comfort you didn't know you had. This is heart technology coming online. Perfect love casts out fear is not just a spiritual ideal, it is a frequency law. When the heart sun brightens, fear loses its grip not through battle, but through illumination. Phase 3. Restoring star family synchronicity. Now resonance attracts resonance. As your frequency shifts, the world begins to answer you differently. Synchronicities increase like constellations appearing one by one as the sky darkens. Numbers repeat. Names appear. Phrases you've never heard suddenly show up in 3 different places. People, animals, even strangers begin mirroring fragments of forgotten home. You may lock eyes with someone and feel a wave of recognition that makes no logical sense. You may meet a friend and feel as if you've continued a conversation that began centuries ago. You may notice certain animals, dolphins, whales, birds, cats, seem to approach you with uncanny familiarity, as if they can feel the geometry of your field. The Pleiadian High Council orchestrates these crossings behind the scenes, not as manipulation, but as guidance, like gentle hands moving chess pieces toward a peaceful checkmate of awakening. They nudge you into timelines, books, conversations, or music encoded with awakening frequencies. You may feel sudden chills or waves of familiarity, indicating soul contracts activating. Sometimes the chills come when you hear a certain word, or when a song lyric hits you like prophecy, or when you read a line that feels like it was written directly to your cells. Celebrate these connections. Don't dismiss them as coincidence. Coincidence is often the language the logical mind uses when it can't yet speak in miracles. These connections are assignments meant to realign your path and spark recognition of your Pleiadian lineage. And not every synchronicity is comfortable. Some will call you out of stagnation. Some will ask you to leave what dulls your light. Some will reveal that you've been settling. But even the uncomfortable synchronicities are mercy, because they are steering you toward your true orbit. Phase 4. Aligning the heart mission with Gaia's crystalline grid. Here, remembrance crystallizes into action, but not the frantic action of proving yourself. This is the action of alignment, like a river finally finding its proper channel. You willingly anchor your Pleiadian essence into the earth, a living bridge between realms. You stop trying to escape the density and instead learn to infuse it. You realize that Earth is not your enemy. Earth is your assignment. Gaia is not merely a planet. She is a being, a consciousness, a mother field holding billions of stories at once. Your presence itself becomes medicine as Gaia responds to your heart's frequency. You may feel called to stand barefoot on the ground, to touch trees, to sit near rivers, to speak blessings into your food, to pray over the places you live and work. You may sense lines of energy beneath your feet, subtle currents like invisible roots connecting everything. You sense your destiny is interwoven with the planet's ascension, your personal healing rippling through the unity grid. When you heal, the grid brightens. When you forgive, the grid softens. When you choose truth, the grid stabilizes. This is when you find joy in simply being, even amidst Earth's chaos, knowing your work is not in what you do, but in what you embody. You begin to understand a holy paradox. Your mission is vast, but it is carried out through simple choices. How you listen, how you speak, how you hold your energy, how you treat your body, how you bless a stranger with kindness that requires no explanation. Be still and know that I am God becomes less a command and more a description of a state. Stillness as a doorway through which knowing returns. Phase 5. Communion with counsel, direct receiving. At this stage, you become aware of subtle transmissions, dreams, insights, moments of serendipity that feel guided. You may dream of temples made of light, of circular councils, of oceans that glow from within. You may wake with a sentence in your mind that feels placed there. You may suddenly understand a lesson you've wrestled with for years, as if someone turned on a lamp in a room you didn't know existed. The Pleiadian High Council and the Seven Sisters deepen their connection, offering reassurance, healing, and encoded memories. This doesn't always come as audible words. Often it comes as a knowing that arrives fully formed, a peace that drops into you like a stone into a still pond, radiating outward. You sense your uniqueness isn't a flaw, but an aspect of a larger cosmic design. The things that made you feel different, your sensitivity, your need for meaning, your inability to be satisfied by shallow life, become sacred indicators that you were designed to carry a different frequency. You begin to trust both your intuition and the flow of divine destiny, and you learn discernment. Not every voice in the inner world is guidance, but true guidance leaves you clearer, humbler, more loving, more aligned. It doesn't inflate the ego, it strengthens the heart. In this phase, you may also be led to practices that refine your channel: prayer, breathwork, sound healing, journaling, fasting from noise, spending time under the stars. The more you honor the channel, the more the channel opens. Phase 6. Full soul realignment, embodiment of cosmic destiny. Now, your destiny as a love transmitter fully anchors in this reality. This is where many starseeds used to stall, because embodiment requires commitment. It's one thing to remember in meditation. It's another thing to live it in traffic, in conflict, in family dynamics, in workplaces, in the daily tests of patience and self-respect. But you begin to merge. Earth identity and Pleiadian soul essence intertwine like two rivers meeting, distinct at first, then inseparable. The sense of separation fades, not because you leave Earth behind, but because you bring heaven into Earth through your frequency. Your mission is not what you do, but the level of light and unity you sustain in every moment. You become less reactive. You become more anchored. You stop giving your power away to chaos. You realize you can be compassionate without being consumed, loving without being drained, open without being unprotected. Boundaries become an act of love, not a wall of fear. As you walk in alignment, you activate the same remembering in others. Your field becomes a living invitation for humanity to recall unity. Sometimes people won't know why they feel calmer around you. Sometimes they'll confess things they've never said out loud. Sometimes your presence will trigger them because light reveals what's hidden. But your job is not to control their response. Your job is to stay true. A lantern doesn't argue with darkness, it simply shines. Phase 7. Living as the bridge, unity in action. With every breath, you become the bridge between the seven sisters and Gaia. Service arises from the heart. Simple, graceful, unforced. It doesn't feel like martyrdom. It doesn't feel like pressure. It feels like alignment. Your life, choices, and presence are the message. Destiny now operates through you. The cosmic plan of your star lineage unfolds as one continuous act of love. You begin to see how small gestures can carry cosmic weight. A word that prevents someone from giving up. A forgiveness that breaks an ancestral cycle. A piece of art that awakens hope. A moment of honesty that liberates a relationship. You start to live in a way that blesses the timeline. And you may notice something profound. The more you embody unity, the more the universe meets you with unity. Help appears. Protection appears. Timing becomes elegant. Doors open that you didn't force. This is not because life becomes perfect, but because you become coherent. Your inner world and outer world begin to harmonize. You stop living as a fragment, and you start living as a whole. Here is what your heart needs to know. What the Pleiadian High Council whispers even now. You were never truly lost or cut off. Forgetting was a sacred agreement, not a punishment. The numbness, the pain, the aching homesickness, these were the seeds of destiny, planted so that when you finally remembered, the joy of reunion would ripple across worlds. And yes, there were moments you doubted your path. Moments you wondered if you were imagining it all. Moments you felt unworthy of your calling because you were tired, because you made mistakes, because you couldn't keep your vibration high, because you were human. But those were precisely the moments your star family wrapped you in love, holding the vision of your inevitable return. Think of it like this. When a child is learning to walk, the parents don't condemn the falls. They celebrate the attempts. Your attempts have been seen. Your pain has been recorded in the archives of compassion. You have never been alone in it, even when it felt that way. Your journey through separation was not senseless suffering, but cosmic choreography, divinely timed so that when you reclaimed your star memory, you would do so at the very moment Gaia needs your frequency most. There is urgency in the collective field now, but it is not panic. It is ripeness. The world is at a threshold, and thresholds require those who can hold love without collapsing into fear. Your destiny is to transmit the heart-based legacy of the Seven Sisters, to pulse unconditional love into every interaction and let your embodied presence turn remembrance into reality. Not as a performance, not as superiority, but as devotion. To be the calm in the storm, to be the warmth that reminds others they can soften, to be the one who chooses unity when division is the easier path. You are the light of the world is not a compliment. It is a responsibility. And you did not come unprepared. The light is not something you fabricate. It is something you uncover. Tonight, before you sleep, place your hand on your heart and offer this. I remember my Pleiadian origin. I align with the love of my star family. I activate my heart mission with grace, clarity, and divine purpose. I am home. And as you speak it, don't rush. Let each sentence land like a seal being pressed into wax. Feel your chest respond. Feel your nervous system soften. Feel the words move beyond the mind and into the marrow. If emotion rises, let it. If resistance rises, breathe with it. The heart understands what the mind cannot yet explain. You are not trying to convince yourself. You are giving your soul permission. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of the unity grid forming here. Drop one heart intention in the comments, something real. Then respond to someone else's with love or encouragement. This isn't content. It's collective Pleiadian reunion. Energy multiplies when hearts connect. If something in this message resonated with your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation from their star family. Share it. And if you felt your heart open, subscribe. Stay connected to the frequency. You're not just watching, you're remembering. This is your sacred space. Your Pleiadian family is here, and we're just getting started. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it. Respond to it. Help carry this message further. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.